Last month, I canceled my iCloud subscription, and it was the best tech decision I've made all year. If you're still paying Apple for storage, you're literally throwing money away on a service that's being outperformed by competitors in almost every category. After testing 37 cloud storage options over 6 months, I've discovered 3 alternatives that crush iCloud when it comes to security, features, and value. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal which service saved me nearly $200 a year while giving me more features and better protection for my private photos and documents. Stay with me until the end to discover which cloud storage deserves the top spot on your iPhone. Let's kick things off with number 3 on our list, Icedrive. I love Icedrive because of its stunning design, impressive security features, and budget-friendly pricing. When it comes to security, Icedrive has a truly unique approach. Most cloud storage services use AES 256-bit encryption to secure your files at rest, and Icedrive, however, uses something called two-fish encryption. Two-fish is considered highly secure, and many experts agree that it can be more flexible and secure than AES. However, the added security does make it somewhat slower than AES, and the added security is more theoretical than practical. For files in transit, Icedrive uses TLS encryption. It also gives you the option of using two-factor authentication, which you can set up through either Google Authenticator or SMS if you're on any of their paid plans. If you pay for a premium plan, you can also password protect files, set expiry dates for access, and even set a download cap and enable download restrictions. With all these features, you can rest assured your data will be safe using Icedrive. In terms of privacy, Icedrive does offer client-side encryption, but only on paid subscriptions. However, they promise not to sell your data or track your internet usage with third-party software, even if you stick to the free plan. According to their privacy policy, Icedrive collects personal details you provide when contacting them through their website or when you subscribe to their newsletter. And for email marketing campaigns, they track subscriber activity. This is relatively standard practice for most websites, so it's not really a cause for concern here. Icedrive has data centers in the US and Germany. Your files get stored at whichever location is closest to you. Currently, they are a UK-based company, and all customers are covered by the UK's General Data Protection Regulations, or UK GDPR. This is the UK equivalent of EU's data protection law and offers essentially the same level of protection. However, Icedrive has announced plans to relocate its headquarters from Wales to Gibraltar. It comes in response to the UK's Online Safety Act, which was widely criticized in the tech community for including a clause that could potentially allow the British government to access anyone's private conversations. This came to a head earlier this year when Apple was forced to disable advanced data protection for UK residents to comply with the 2016 Investigatory Powers Act. Icedrive's move hasn't been officially completed yet and is still in process, and the company has indicated they will issue a public statement with more details when the relocation is finalized. Let's talk about usability, and trust me, if you appreciate good design, you're going to love using this app, with one notable exception: the built-in video player. Frankly, it's the weakest link in an otherwise slick experience. It offers playback speed adjustments and nothing more. For comparison, competitors like pCloud provide more features like captions and picture-in-picture mode. That slick design shows up everywhere else though. The interface has a clean layout. There's a search bar at the top to quickly find any files or folders by name. There are 3 action buttons up top, similar to the desktop app. A plus app sign for adding files, a grid icon for changing the view, a check mark for selecting files. The bottom navigation bar takes you to all the important sections. My Drive for your main storage, encrypted files, favorites, shared, and a More section. In My Drive, you'll see thumbnails showing the size of each folder and file. You can click the 3 dots to the right or press and hold the file to generate a public link, share with the user, add to or remove from favorites, rename, move, or even delete, obviously. Here, you'll find 2 ways to access files later. Download saves a copy to your device, while Make Available offline lets you view it without an active internet connection. In Encrypted, you will see your encrypted files if you're on one of their paid plans. In Favorites, you will see files or folders you added to Favorites for quick access. In the Share tab, you will find files and folders shared with you by other Icedrive users and the ones you shared with them. If you want to see your public links, you need to head to the web app and click the Collaborate tab on the left navigation menu. Let me show you the settings here. You can check your storage space and enable encryption for automatic photo and video uploads, so you can send those uploads directly to your encrypted folder. You can also organize your auto-uploaded content by date, convert photos to JPEG, and decide whether you want to preserve the animated live part of your iPhone's live photos or just upload them as normal photos. Next, I'm going to show you how fast Icedrive really is. But first, coffee. Speaking of coffee, I'm basically fueled by it daily, and after struggling to find consistently great beans, my partner and I founded Coffeeness to create the perfect chocolatey espresso blend. We've tested this blend in over 100 machines to make it perfect. Take a look at our overflowing storage rooms right here with all the machines. From high-end manual espresso machines, like this beauty here, to Breville or Sage semi-automatics, or maybe you're the super automatic guy and you prefer a Duro machine like this one here, or the budget models from DeLonghi that works also perfectly with our espresso. It delivers exceptional results every single time. Wonderful. We personally visit our partner farms in Brazil every year, sourcing 100% Arabica beans through direct trade relationships. And each small batch is freshly roasted in Brooklyn, resulting in a medium strength espresso with delightful chocolate and hazelnut notes. Our customers love it too, with hundreds of 5-star reviews on our website and Trustpilot. One reviewer wrote, "Great beans for my super auto with smooth crema as in a coffee bar in Italy." Lovely to hear that. Use the coupon code CLOUDWORDS for 5% off your first order, and European viewers visit our EU store for beans roasted in Frankfurt, and US viewers head to coffeeness.com for Brooklyn roasted beans. All the links are in the description box below. And now, back to today's video. To see how fast Icedrive really is, we uploaded and downloaded a 5 GB folder multiple times from Dublin, Ireland. We capped our connection at 1 gigabit per second to keep things consistent, which we throttled then down to 1 megabits per second for consistency. Icedrive averaged just over 12 minutes for uploads and 13 minutes for downloads. This is pretty disappointing, since in the previous years, Icedrive was among the fastest services in our tests. We also run 1 gigabits per second unthrottled test, and here uploads took 11 minutes and 50 seconds, and downloads took 12 minutes and 37 seconds. You'll notice that these speeds are barely better than the 100 megabits test, despite the connection speed being 10 times faster. As I mentioned, Icedrive has traditionally been one of the fastest cloud storage services out there, so it's hard to say exactly what happened to cause this slowdown. Let's break down pricing. The free plan gets you 10 gigabytes of free storage space with no file size limits on uploads. Then you've got 3 monthly and yearly plans and 3 lifetime plans if you're in it for the long haul. The pricing is usually really competitive, but what's great about Icedrive's pricing plans is that their 1 terabyte option fills a sweet spot most services skip. It's perfect if you've outgrown basic storage but don't need to pay for a full 2 terabyte. If you want all the details about Icedrive, watch our full review right here, somewhere here at the top. Let's move on to pCloud, another solid choice for iPhone users. We love pCloud for its strong security, but what's particularly nice about the mobile experience is that pCloud can use your iPhone's native video player for media playback. This means you get smooth playback that's consistent with how you would normally watch videos on your device rather than relying on a potentially inconvenient built-in solution. Let's talk security for a bit. Like most cloud storage services, pCloud uses AES 256-bit encryption for files at rest and TLS SSL for files in transit. You can enable two-factor authentication to prevent others from accessing your account, and pCloud offers client-side encryption, but it's limited to a single folder called crypto. And no, it has nothing to do with cryptocurrency. Unfortunately, this feature is a paid add-on and is not included in the base price, and I've always thought this is a kind of a bummer, but it's still worth it if high-grade encryption is a must for you. pCloud gives you plenty of control over who can access your files and to what extent. When sharing, you can add password protection or set an expiry date via the link settings. You can also customize access levels and choose whether recipients can preview and download files or restrict them to preview-only mode. This is perfect for when you need to share project files. For example, a design mock-up with both your team and your clients. You can set things up so that team members can download and edit or upload files to a folder, but restrict clients to view only, which ensures they won't mess things up or give someone else unauthorized use. The pCloud privacy policy is pretty straightforward. They collect the basics like your personal info, IP address, browser device, device info, and personal data from third parties like payment processors. They promise to let you know if they ever intend to use your data in ways not covered by their privacy policy. The good news, they don't sell your data to third parties, never have and never will, but they might share it in certain cases, like when required by law. Now, unlike Icedrive, pCloud lets you choose whether you want your data stored on the EU or the US servers. This is a big choice to make. If you opt for service in the EU, your data is protected under the GDPR. Well, though the company does have a caveat that users from outside the jurisdiction of these laws may be less protected. And for data stored in the US, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act lets government agencies access certain types of data, like emails or chat messages, without a warrant for non-US citizens. While Americans are protected by the Fourth Amendment, their data can still be collected if it's tied to a foreign surveillance target. If you want to dive deeper into how privacy laws work around the world, check out our video in the description box below. Let's talk about what makes pCloud really shine on iPhone. The interface is clean and modern, and you can even customize your app icon. The bottom navigation lets you navigate to key sections. You've got Home, Crypto folder, Audio, and Photos, and the Home tab is your command center. Tap the plus button to upload files or scan documents, and use the search bar to quickly locate files or folders. And just like Icedrive, you can press and hold any file to access quick actions like make available offline. Super handy if you're traveling, share, rename, or delete, but pCloud adds a unique show location option which displays where your files are stored in your pCloud Drive. In the crypto folder, you can store files that you want protected with client-side encryption. If you've purchased the add-on, that is. If you haven't, this menu links to the purchase page for pCloud encryption. The encrypted folder needs a separate password, so make sure to keep that handy whenever you want to access this folder. In the Audio tab, you've got all your audio files in one place. Yes, I know we have Apple Music and Spotify in 2025, but do not underestimate pCloud's built-in media player. You've got standard playback controls alongside a sleep timer that'll automatically stop playback after 5, 10, 15, 30, or 60 minutes. Perfect for when you're listening to podcasts in bed and don't want to wake up to a dead phone battery or have to figure out where in the episode you basically fell asleep. The Photos tab works in a similar way. You've got all your photo collections. Here you can upload photos or videos by tapping the plus icon, and you can view your library sorted by year and month or media type, showing only photos or videos. You can also choose to see your offline photos or sort them by ownership, which lets you see only your photos or the ones shared with you. You can also edit your photos right in the app, add a signature, markup, and even add text. Now back to the bottom navigation bar. There's a More menu where you'll see one of my favorite features, the My Links section. This feature makes sharing the same file or folder multiple times super easy and gives you an overview over what you've shared. Good for digital privacy and keeping your shared content organized. And you get statistics on who's accessing your shared content and how many times it was viewed and download. And right below my links in the More menu, you'll find the file requests. It's basically the easiest way to get files from other people. They can upload files using a link you sent them without access to the content inside. Pretty neat for collecting files from clients or teammates. If you navigate to Settings, you can see your storage breakdown and how to unlock more free space through tasks like verifying your email, inviting friends, and turning on automatic upload if you haven't already. Now, scroll down and you'll find notifications where you can customize which email and push alerts you receive. And below that, you'll find passcode lock. This does three things. First, it automatically protects your account by unlinking it from your iPhone if someone guesses wrong 5 times. Second, once you set it up, you can enable Touch ID or Face ID for faster access. And third, this is the really smart part. It still lets you access your pCloud files from the Files app when pCloud itself is locked. When it comes to speed, well, pCloud is fast. We're talking just over 7 minutes for uploads and 6 minutes and 52 seconds for downloads. That makes pCloud the fastest provider in this video. For the unthrottled test, uploads took 2 minutes and 6 seconds and downloads took 2 minutes and 33 seconds. This is a stark difference from the most recent Icedrive results and is more like what we'd expect to see on a 1 gigabits per second internet connection. Let's talk pricing. I know you wanted to hear that. You can have up to 10 gigabytes with a free account if you complete those tasks I mentioned earlier, and then you've got 3 plans. The Premium plan with 500 gigabytes of storage, the Premium Plus with 2 terabytes of storage, and the Ultra 10 terabyte plan. Then you've got 3 lifetime options. The Premium plan with 500 gigabytes of storage, then Premium Plus with 2 terabytes, and Ultra with 10 terabytes of storage. pCloud's pricing is actually quite competitive, but a must-have feature, a client-side encryption, like I said before, costs extra, unlike our top recommendation, which I'm going to show you in a bit. The add-on does bump the total cost for all pCloud plan types. It is included in pCloud Business for free though. If you want to see a full breakdown of everything pCloud has to offer, check out our full video review in the description box below, or you do the clickety-click up here in the little box. Now for our top pick. Sync.com. What's amazing about this cloud storage is that they give you client-side encryption on all plans, not just the premium plans, all of them. In practice, this means that when you upload anything to Sync.com, it is safe in an encrypted vault before it even leaves your phone. Not even Sync.com's employees can peek at your files, and this is particularly important if you're storing sensitive information like financial documents, business plans, or you're just a privacy freak like me. They also offer 2-factor authentication, and you can set up passwords on your shared links and delete the link. All your data is stored in Canada, and Sync is certified compliant with Europe's GDPR, as well as PIPEDA, which is Canada's law on data privacy. Sync.com has a clearly laid out privacy policy based on 10 principles. They collect things like your name, email, and log information, and promise to let you know if they ever intend to use your data in ways not covered by their policy. They don't sell your data and only share it in very specific cases, like when required by law or protect the safety of other users. And critically, even if they're compelled by law to share your data, your files will be unreadable anyway. Now, let's talk about the fun stuff, features and usability. The iPhone app is simple and functional. You've got your search bar in the top right corner, a view settings button that lets you toggle between list and grid views, and here you can also rearrange your sorting preferences. There's a button in the bottom right. This is your launchpad for everything. You can create new folders or documents, whether you need a Word doc, a PowerPoint presentation, Excel sheet, or a text file, and upload files and images. The Microsoft Office integration means you can create Office apps directly from the app. But if you want to edit those, you'll need to open them separately. Connect to Sync via Files app in Microsoft Apps and edit with a 365 premium subscription. Tap the back arrow in the Microsoft toolbar so that your edits are saved directly to Sync. The bottom navigation bar provides access to different sections of the app. Files, Vault, Shared, links, and more. Files have an ellipsis icon, and when you tap it, you get the full menu of options. Along with standard options like renaming, moving, or making files available offline, there's one feature I use daily. Open With lets you instantly airdrop files to your MacBook or iPad with 2 taps. That's something even services like pCloud and Icedrive don't offer. You also get full control over managing links, creating a copy, creating duplicates, starring important files, or deleting it completely. Let's talk about Vault. This is a separate cloud-only storage location. Files you store here won't automatically sync to your other devices, which makes it perfect for backups or freeing up space. You can create a folder, Word doc, PowerPoint presentation, Excel sheet, or text file directly in the Vault by clicking the plus icon. If you navigate to the settings menu, you can enable automatic camera uploads. You've also got some smart options here like Wi-Fi only uploading, whether or not to include videos, and you can enable the organize camera upload folder that sorts your photos into monthly folders. You can also upload images stored on iCloud and enable background uploading. Now back to the settings menu. You've got 3 key controls under the offline settings menu. You can enable only offline on Wi-Fi, clear offline files from your phone to free up space, and view all currently offline files. Below that, you've got an option to enable a passcode. Once enabled, you can add Face ID and enable auto logout, which will sign out your device from sync after 5 failed attempts. There's also the no bypass option. Flip this on to disable access to sync in the iOS Files app. Now, there is one trade-off to Sync.com's high security standards, and that is speed. In our testing, uploading the 5 GB folder took 9 minutes and 47 seconds, and download time took 12 minutes. For our unthrottled speed test, uploads took 9 minutes and 36 seconds, and downloads took around 11 minutes, barely an increase from the throttled tests. It is still faster than Icedrive, and personally, I take that extra few minutes if it means knowing my files are completely safe in the cloud. Price-wise, you're looking at 5 GB to start, that's for free. Then you've got the Solo Basic plan with 2 TB and the Solo Pro plan with 6 TB for individuals. Teams get their own options. Standard with 1 TB of storage and Teams Plus Unlimited, which, as you may have guessed, offers unlimited storage. Sync.com hits a sweet spot for value. It delivers twice the storage of Icedrive's 1 TB plan at a lower cost per gigabyte. If you still want to learn more about Sync.com, obviously, as you know, we have a detailed written review on cloudwords.net and also several videos on Sync.com here on the channel, so you have basically all you need to make a decision. So, which one should you choose? If security is your top priority, go with Sync.com. It's the best option for protecting sensitive data like financial documents or private photos. The client-side encryption by default means your privacy is 100% guaranteed. If the slower speed is a deal breaker, then go with pCloud instead. I've included links to all 3 in the description box below, and we have unique deals with each one of them to give you discounts just as a CloudWords viewer and CloudWords reader, so check them out if you want to make sure of those deals and grab our heavily discounted plans. What's your experience with cloud storage on iPhone? Have you tried any of these alternatives yet? Instead of iCloud? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and hit subscribe for more tech reviews and tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.